We've got basketball action at Staples Center in Los Angeles, the home of the Lakers, here on 2K Sports. It's the NBA here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg. So the Bucks win the tip. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. We've got Allen and Douglas. Whoa! And smashed down.
Boy, that was nice and easy. But easy's probably just the way he likes it.
Yeah, and the one-hand slam always looks nice, Clark, on the highlight reel. On defense, the Bucks, seeing this Milwaukee team, they were just 15-15 against the West a season ago.
You know, that's an improvement on the season before, Kevin, but there's still plenty of room to get better in that area.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, prior to last season, Kobe Bryant emailed Hakeem Olajuwon, the legendary center, who he credits as, quote, the greatest post player ever, and asked if he'd work with him on his post game.
Greetings from Los Angeles, everyone. The Lakers have a Western Conference contest on their hands as they play this one here at the Staples Center. Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg as we bring you the NBA on 2K Sports. So Phoenix will get the first possession. Looking at the starting five for the Phoenix Suns. They've got Finley and Johnson. And it's the Lakers' ball. These Suns very capable with that 12-4 record against the Pacific. Not easy to do.
But only 1-3 against the Lakers, who eventually did them in. Just too much size. Still a terrific effort in their division a year ago, Kevin.
Let's go to our great sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for an update. Doris?
Kevin, there is no doubt that Kobe Bryant is one of the hardest working superstars in the NBA. He said, I just want to get better. It's fun for me to learn new things. I feel like a kid when I have an opportunity to do that. As long as I play the game, I want to continue to get better. Kevin, his love for the game is what makes him such a gym rat. His passion unsurpassed.
Man, the game's in his veins, don't you think, Doris? It's what he loves. Thank you. The Lakers making a switch here. Here's Johnson. Here's Person. Horn snatches it inside. That other Suns division loss that you were talking about, that came against the Warriors. That means they swept the Kings and the Clippers.
Well, Kevin, you know what? Anytime you can sweep half of your division opponent, you'll take that and run with it.
One thing the Lakers and the Phoenix Suns share, Clark, is that they both had the best in-conference records with 35 wins apiece.
Boy, it's hard to believe that both of these teams knew how to get it done on the road last year. I mean, that just is very impressive. It's a credit to the coaching staff and to those players, because winning on the road, Kevin, is a mindset. It's a mindset that a team has to have to be consistent winners on the road. And That's impressive when you look at those numbers from those two teams.
And typically, your bench does not play as well on the road as they will at home because the home crowd will energize your bench.
Particularly if you're a young team.
Yes.
If you have young bench players, that emotion is really important to the level of their play. The more experienced your team, the less of a factor it is.
Quick start for the Suns in this one. And Clark, it looks like Shaquille O'Neal is trying to find the fountain of youth, always looking for a way to stay in the league, better his play, and keep going.
Yeah, well, no surprise there. He's kind of a creative guy. I imagine that we'll have tie-dye jerseys next when it comes to Shaquille, looking for that elusive fountain of youth.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with the Lakers head coach. I asked how they're planning to handle this dynamic offense, and his response was that they're going to concentrate their defensive attention on a few specific players. That'll leave it to someone else to step up and beat them, and he's not sure they've got the depth or the talent to do so, guys.
Thanks, Doris, reacting to the offense they're seeing out there.
Yeah, you can watch all the film in the world, but adjustments have to be made, and those are made on the fly.
So it's the Lakers now, trailing by 5. He's guarded by Williams. Shaq misses. Got a piece of it.
What good is a crossover if you're not careful and protect the arm?
13 feet out. Now Johnson. Kept alive. And that's off as he tries to beat the buzzer. And some great offensive action to get this one underway in the first. Suns. And the second quarter getting underway. It's been a close one so far. So it's the Lakers now. It's a 5-point game for the Suns on the road last season, picking up their 22nd win away from Phoenix, which was up 4 from the previous season.
That's a nice improvement. Takes you over that 500 mark that we talk about so much for road wins. That difference really helped them get back into the playoffs, Kevin. That just shows you how thin that line is between postseason play and watching postseason.
Setting the floor for the Suns and Williams.
Way to distribute the basketball.
Suns lead. By 3. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. And the Suns here with a different look. Here's Kidd. Here's Finley. And a great assist by Kidd as that one goes in. And to that point, it seems that you can make the playoffs if you have a sub-500 road record. But you won't get a top seed like the Suns did in that case.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, the teams in the 1 to 4 seed lines almost always have more wins on the road than losses. They're above 500 on the road. You have to be able to get it done away from home to secure that home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, the Lakers limped down the stretch in last year's regular season. The wise Derek Fisher said they might have gotten ahead of themselves. He said all season it's been about repeating as champions. At times, the natural adrenaline that comes from playing in big games, the passion, hasn't been there for us. Unfortunately, the challenge of the playoffs awakened their competitive fire, and they were able to earn another title. Guys?
They sure did finish strong, dialing it up when it mattered most. Thanks, Doris. The league's marquee franchise players just love coming to L.A. Great market, Clark. Great organization.
Well, great history, too, and not to mention the championship trophies that are part of the Laker history and tradition, and it's easy to sell that because at the end of the day, Kevin, these guys are making a lot of money. They love playing the game, but they want to win. They want to be in a winning environment, in a winning culture, and nobody's done it much better in all the sports than the Los Angeles Lakers.
Finley can't get it to go.
Looked like he had the angle. That's a bad miss that close to the goal.
Here's Shaq, and again it's the Lakers.
When he gets it going like this, you've got to double team it. That's your only hope.
The Suns leading. Outside Kid. Here's Nash. Kept alive. Here's Kidd. And Shaquille O'Neal pulls it down.
Shocking how wide open he was. Even more shocking that he couldn't sink it.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession.
Well, Kev, when you hurl long passes like those, you're asking for trouble.
Here comes Kidd. Can't get it to go. That'll do it for the first half. The Suns on top, up by 1.
Welcome to this edition of HP at the Half, a close game. And that'll do it.
The second half is now beginning. It's been a close one. Neither team has been able to get an edge. And the Lakers have possession. They trail by 1. You know, one of the stories last season, Clark, in the playoffs for the Lakers. Was after that early scare to the Thunder of Oklahoma City in the first round, the Lakers really turned it up in the playoffs. In fact, it was that Game 5 they kind of rebooted. They kind of found themselves.
Yeah, they certainly did. Sometimes you have to have your back against the wall. You've got to go through that crucible of almost losing an important game in the playoffs to be able to get your second win and to gain that extra wave of confidence. And that's kind of what happened with the Lakers. I mean, anytime you face a team like the Thunder that has the leading scorer in the league in Kevin Durant, you know it's not going to be easy. And the Lakers saw that to be true, and yet they were able to work through that.
Thunder had those young legs.
And a lot of confidence.
Yes.
And an unbelievable building.
Yeah, they didn't blink. They did not blink.
Not at all. They were relishing the opportunity, thrilled to be in the playoffs, but they felt like they could not only play with the Lakers, they felt like they could beat the Lakers, Kevin.
We've got Shaquille O'Neal and Campbell. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. The Suns making a switch here. And it's Phoenix's ball. They lead by 1. Here's Manning. Jones cleans the defensive glass. Clark, back to that postseason matchup. I mean, sweeping the Jazz is no easy feat, given you have to win 2 in a row up in Salt Lake City at the Energy Solutions Arena.
No, not easy at all, but you talk about that series against the Thunder. The Lakers had to win a 5th game on the road on a last-second shot. Sometimes, Kevin, that can catapult you to a higher level of performance in the next series, and I think that's what you saw with the Lakers when they got away from the Thunder and then were able to sweep the Jazz.
Jazz just didn't have the size to compete against Los Angeles.
Exactly. Too much size with Gasol and Odom, Bynum up front. That's an awful lot to overcome over a 48-minute ball game.
You know, Core was out, and
Yep.
Kirilenko was coming back from injury. There were some issues there for the Jazz.
Exactly. They were undermanned and undersized, and that's no way to try to beat the Lakers.
The shot's good from Shaq.
Well, he's really been big for their team, finding a way to consistently get it done on the scoreboard.
A lot of people agree, Clark, that Phoenix is a great team, no doubt, but one that just hasn't been able to get over the top and actually win any championships. Their window may be closing. There's a little bit of age on that team.
Yeah, there certainly is. And you know what, Kevin? It's unfortunate, but there are really good teams throughout the history of the league that run into teams that are just a little better when it comes to winning a championship. And you know, it's too bad because you'd really like to see Nash get a ring. Sometimes it's just not in the cards, even for great players that play on really good teams.
Takes it up. Buries the short-range shot. Shaq's got 12.
Passes like that are fun to watch. Beautiful feed inside for the score. He placed it perfectly, Kevin.
Timeout called, the Suns. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Here's Williams. Here's Person. And he drops it in on the layup. He's got 8.
Good job of leading his man right to the rim for the bucket.
Lakers leading by 3. For 3, Kobe. That's good.
The fast break left the defense discombobulated. As a result, he had the open 3.
Johnson with it. No points for him. Here's Manning. Rebounded by Scott.
He's really struggled to get into any kind of comfortable flow here. 0 points this quarter, and he really doesn't look like himself out there.
The steal.
And you know, despite the number of turnovers, Kevin, they've still got the lead here.
And slam dunk. Wow! Now the Sprite Slam Cam for the replay.
Boy, when you run the fast break correctly, it's a thing of beauty.
And the Lakers have possession. 4-point game. Shoots it. Can't get it to fall from downtown. Johnson with it. Knocks it down from 19 feet. Johnson's got his first points of the night. And here's Kersey. Here's Shaq. Manning gets the board inside. And so this one is tightly contested as we end the third.
It's been a solid outing for Shaq. 12 points, and he's chipped in defensively with the steal as well. That's dominance he's showing us.
Live. Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, well, the spark in this one, Kobe Bryant. He played a big role after coming in off the bench, and they'll probably need more from him as we head down the stretch, guys.
Thank you, Doris. He's certainly changed, Clark, the complexion of this one.
I thought he served as the catalyst. I mean, he willed his team in a positive direction, and they rode that momentum.
Here's Johnson. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the fourth. And the Suns call time. They're losing by 2. 2:51 left in the fourth. And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, in that last break, I listened to the Suns coach address. He told them, keep pushing hard to the end. Just finish out these last few minutes, and we'll be able to come away with a W. Kevin?
Jones against Nash. Pass to Kidd. To take the lead. Meyer is whistled for the loose ball foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Kevin, you can never knock hustle, but it has to be smart hustle. You got to do your work before the ball comes off the rim. You can't climb up the defender's back. That's illegal.
A big group substitution here for the Lakers. Shaq down low. That's good.
That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
Here's Kidd. Here's Manning. The shot is off. And it's the Lakers taking it the other way.
This is one of the key reasons why they're losing. You have to get more production out of your core star players.
And here's Kobe from the arc. Finley grabs the rock. Suns trail by 4. Goes up. And there's Nash. That's good on the assist by Kidd.
Great vision on display there. The pass led him perfectly to the basket. That's how you do it.
And here's Kobe from the arc. Good. Here's Kidd. 1:50 left in the game. The dump off. Finley throws it up. And Shaquille O'Neal pulls it down.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
It's tipped. Taken away by Kidd. Nash the pass to Kidd. Here's Meyer. And that one's in from the low post.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
The Suns making a switch here. Here's Fisher. Shaq's up a 3. Gets it to go.
Over 50% from the field now after the early troubles. That's impressive. That's a pretty good turnaround.
Here's Williams. Shoots over Shaq with the second effort. Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got his second bucket of the night.
Snares the offensive rebound, then sends it home.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're up by 4. 1:09 left to the fourth. So both teams making some changes here. So it's the Lakers now. They lead by 4. They've got to push it. The 3, and that is good. And the Lakers lead by 7.
Man, these guys are going absolutely crazy from outside. Ever since the second half started, they've been nailing them nonstop.
Van Exel, it's the reach-in call. That is his first foul of the game. Kobe's checked in for the Lakers. On defense, the Lakers. 7-point differential. Now Finley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. 2 on the clock. The shot is off. And it's the Lakers taking it the other way. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Shaq. And he gets the bucket. Foul is called. 1 free throw for him.
Right on the verge of victory now. They don't need much more than to just take care of the basketball.
Can't get the and one, but they still have a 9-point advantage. Pass to Johnson for 3. And again, it's the Suns missing. And here comes Kobe. Kept alive. And so the Lakers take the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark and Doris and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Brand Player of the Game, Shaq.